Why is the aura from the down street like that strong? First of all, it looked like a little sun. Now you see how the UV, the fake UV, be tied back down to. And that's the thing, like, all of my science is just coming back to I'm a true Atlantean. So it goes right back to me not going outside of myself also. Like, everything that you think that's going on in space, I'm gonna be the one to say it, is not always allies. You feel me? It's duality into that shit. So that's where you gotta watch yourself. Cause when motherfuckers be like, hop on board and come with me, nigga, you're not supposed to hop on board and go with them. Like, if you was to take off within yourself, then that's something different. But when it's coming to a physical and they're like, come with me, no, bro. I'm not doing that. Cause I know I'm a Atlantean. I'm the golden race. And that being said, if I want to go up there, I can go up there in the physical. That's when you see the reflection of yourself, so you'll be able to do so. But anyways, back to why I made this little live. This ain't really a live. I just got tired of YouTube. I've been deciding if it's my phone or YouTube, and I realized it's just YouTube because if it was my phone to shut down my line, it's because they're tied to a email. But if it was dealing with this type of phone that I have to shut me down, it would deal with it heating up first, or some type of heating up in the process, even afterwards. I done had this phone too many times, so I know it's dumb. So I just wanted to tell you guys from the video that I posted, it most likely say my movie because I posted it straight from my iMovie and I didn't put no name to it. So if anyone was to see that message, right, and was to see me talk after the CME, and after I showed my comic post that proved what's going on with the CME leading up to May 19th, like, I like to prove shit from what I'm saying. So if you don't like to listen to what I'm saying, then you just don't get what I was trying to prove. That being said, it's no need for you to even be on my channel. But I'm only saying what I'm saying because later on, I actually want to go over the cycles dealing with all the 4D and up. You feel me? Really, I'm gonna take it from 1D all the way to 9D. Okay? So if you guys want to understand what the fuck I be saying when it comes to that, like, you have to understand the cycle, so you understand that it's cycles within the cycle within the cycle, right? Like, you're thinking of 1 360, right? And that's tied to the globe. But you have to realize outside the ice walls, there's more 360s that are aligned to different stars and planets. Feel me? So when it ties to below, it ties to us, but it's dealing with this 360 going on with our realm. Feel me? In our arena, right? Remember, people who so call themselves African Americans admires you the golden race, but you calling yourself the African Americans, you're realizing that you're cattle, right? Patent as cattle as an African American, meaning your status. But really, in reality, other races that were made from eugenics is actually the cattle because the cattle is represented by the animals, right? That were being attached to Zeus. So when it comes to us, they harness our energy to literally attach us to Zeus. And I'm not saying that just to be saying that. I'm saying that because that's what they taught us. I mean, if you were to read, that's what it says. So this is not spreading false lies. Like, I made a video on it with the Zeus shit because it ties back to the gift of Zeus, which ties to the Xeno, the AI that's transferred through a lipoprotein to close your sodium channels and interact with your heart and the X gene, because the hemoglobin transfer the proteins to the respiratory system. So if you're spiking in protein with animals, which is really not protein, it just is really at the end of the day cholesterol, what blocks the sodium channels. So if it's blocking the sodium channels, that's blocking your life force. And then when it starts blocking the life force, it stops really disconnects the solar plexus, because when your red blood cells begin to die out, it starts at the spleen, and that actually aligns, in my eyes, to the solar plexus. So when red blood cells begin to die, that means your charge is beginning to die out, right? They say your charge is supposed to die out every day because you have millions of cells and they just reproduce. But that's where you're wrong. They're not supposed to never die. They only die because of the diet you're in. You're supposed to get to your regular diet, meaning it's not going to happen overnight, but it can happen faster in the process under the sun right now under the proper diet. So you would get faster results when you're staying down to a proper diet, your diet, not the given perspective diet, because that creates an entity within you what makes you think you need it. It's just like seeing somebody on fucking heroin and you think they fucking possessed. It creates another entity within you, because at the end of the day, you're the energy. They can't create an entity to attack you. You can allow it by lowering your frequency. And from lowering your frequency, that allows attacks. Most likely dealing with fear. It does that. I'm sorry, but this moon, low-key, been in the same position. I don't even see the same goddamn constellations no more. Like, I used to come outside a certain night, I see my sign dealing with Orion and all this extra shit. I don't be seeing none of this shit no more, bro. So that being said, I'm gonna talk to y'all later. I ate some raw sea moss from the jail. I want to see this fake ass bird. Anyway, y'all can't see it. He at the top. It's a robin too, but it's not the native robin. It's the American robin. The native robin is the one I be showing in my picture with the 9 feathers. I actually see them a lot. That's what made me look them up. And when I look it up, I found it. So that became my picture for me. I don't see no one else propose that. So, but yeah, though. I'm gonna be on this bitch later. And I'm gonna break down the cycle. Cause in my video, I noticed that bruh said 2500 hertz hit. Nigga, that's 8D energy. But that goes back to what I was saying beforehand. When 6D is hitting, 7 is on the new lands. But when 7 is even involved, that means that it's opening up the gates to 7, 8, and 9. And that happens with the gates below 321. So that's dealing with Pisces and Cancer. So this ties back to June. These energies are here. Like we're feeling the total eclipse energy. You feel me? It's just a little late because of the Gregorian calendar. You could tie it to 9 days later and 9 years back. So that being said, I'll talk to y'all later. I'm gonna break down this shit so y'all can understand how I be saying it. Cause I really just don't be making shit up. I actually go with a science, 369, 360 science, like the man who fell from Earth. I be on that shit.